These are the 3 most popular budget e-motos, and people ask me all the time which one is actually the best. Luckily, I got my hands on all 3 of these budget e-motos, and in this video, I'm gonna be telling you which is the best budget e-moto of 2026. So anyways, let's just get right to it. Alright guys, if you couldn't tell already, the 3 bikes I have in this video are the Tudio, Heybike, and Yasma. All 3 of these bikes come in through the $1,000 to $1,500 price point, but you can save money off when you use discount code Tuttio. But now we're going to be moving into the first category of this video, which is specs on all 3 of these bikes. Unfortunately, the Tudio got a flat before this video, so I had to swap on the smaller tire. As of right now, the Tudio is on a super sale of only $999, which makes it the cheapest bike out of the 3. The Tudio has a 48 volt 21 amp hour battery, a 3 kilowatt peak mid-drive motor, as well as a tunable far driver controller. But you can upgrade all these things. These are just the stock parts, and the reason why I have mine outparted like this is because I upgraded mine. Next up, we have the Heybike Villain, which this bike comes in at $1,399, and this bike is the most recent to release to the market. Anyways, behind this plastic we have our 52 volt 26 amp hour battery, the biggest battery out of the 3. And then behind this bottom plastic right here, we have our 4.1 kilowatt mid-drive motor, also the most powerful out of the 3. And then lastly, like all the other bikes, we have a far driver controller, which you can tune this bike to go upwards of 50 miles an hour, which is insane. And then lastly, we have the Yozma In10. The Yasma is one of my favorite looking bikes out of the 3 and comes in at $1,199. This bike has a 23.4 amp hour battery and a 2,600 watt mid-drive motor, which is the smallest out of the group, and once again, a far driver controller. And for a size reference, I'm 5'8", and this is how I fit on all the bikes, starting with the Tudio, Heybike, Yasma, again, Tudio, Heybike, Yasma. Now we're going to be moving to a new category called modability, and I'm going to tell you all my mods on all these bikes. Starting out with the Heybike, this thing looks absolutely amazing. In the front of this bike, we have a Moto Cuts front number plate and a Talaria front fender, paired with these KYB fork decals. Next, I got this seat cover from Amazon. It's a Power Zone seat cover, and this wrap that I got off Amazon, which looks so good and completely transforms the bike. I also spray painted the swing arm black because it was yellow to match the build. Next up, we have the Yozma In10, which I also modded a bunch. This bike has a glossy Moto Cuts plate in the front. I also spray painted the stock front fender black, as well as what I did with the side plastics. I also got Ultra Bee brakes, which sound super nice, that lock up the wheel and help improve wheelies a bunch. I also got this gut seat cover to increase grip on the seat to improve wheelies as well. Then I got this rear mud guard because it just looks cool. And then the biggest mod on the Yasma by far are these Supermoto tires that I got from Voltron Watts. These things are absolutely crazy for the street, and you can just see how wide they are compared to my hand. Lastly, we have my fully built Tudio Soleil 01, which, as much as I would love to talk about all the mods on this bike, I already did in a previous video. But before I go ride and tell you about the 3 budget e-motos, there's one thing I want to tell you, and that is if you guys own an e-moto just like this, or an e-bike, or if you just play sports, you are going to need the Outzac Bike Pump. When you guys are on the road, it is an absolute pain to get a flat tire. So that's where this bike pump comes into hand. This thing is made out of carbon fiber, so it is super lightweight and you can carry it in your pocket. And on top of that, if you guys are dropping your stuff, because if you're riding, this thing is super durable. And you can take off this front hose right here to make it even smaller to transport. Just like that. Also, this bike pump came with other parts such as this piece that inflates a ton of sports balls like basketballs, footballs, and stuff like that. Anyways, all you have to do is connect it to your tire right here, turn it on until you see this screen, and you're good to go to start pumping. This thing also reads your PSI, so that's super helpful. Whenever I ride, I like to carry this bike pump with me just in case. And then here's a quick little demo video of when I got low tire pressure on my Yasma and me using the pump in action. So if you guys want to get the Outzac Bike Pump, I'll have it linked in the description of this video. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Alright guys, as you can tell, we are on the bike, and now we're going to be moving into the riding category. So right now, I'm going to go and ride all 3 of these budget Emotos and tell you which one's the best based on riding them. So starting off, we are on the Tudio, and I'm just going to ride and tell you a little about each bike. But yeah, starting out with the Tudio, this thing is super fun to ride. Out of the 3 bikes, the Tudio was the first to come onto the scene, and at the time, the Tudio was the best bike you could get for the price point. But now, unfortunately, out of the 3 bikes that we are testing, the Tudio has the worst specs in all categories compared to the other ones. Also guys, if you couldn't tell from looking at the Tudio, I have a flat tire in the rear, so I swapped on one of my smaller tires, so that's why it looks a little funny. The Tudio though definitely has the most aftermarket parts for it out of all the other bikes, so if you're someone who wants to mod it, this is definitely one of the better options. And I actually believe by the time of posting this video, the Tudio is on some sort of mega sale where it's only $999, and you can probably save a little more if you use discount code Tuttio, but you can do that on all the other bikes in this video. But the Tudio compared to the Yozma and Heybike isn't even close. The other bike specs are just a little bit better than the Tudio, so it's hard for this bike to compete. But the nice thing is you can pop it up on all 3 of these bikes. But that's the Tudio in its stock form. My Tudio is fully modified to almost every single part, so my Tudio goes 60 miles an hour. And if you guys want to hear about how I made this bike go so fast and all the mods I have on it, watch my 2 recent long forms. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the Tudio. Now let's get to the next bike. Alright guys, now we are on the Heybike Villain, and already, just let me tell you, this bike has the best specs in all categories. It is the fastest bike out of the 3, which this bike can reach speeds up to 45 miles an hour, and faster if you tune it with a Bluetooth dongle, which you can tune all of these bikes with a Bluetooth dongle. This thing has a 52 volt battery, which comparing that to the Yasma and the Tudio, they're both 48 volts. This thing also has the most powerful motor. I believe the Heybike's motor is 4.5 kilowatts, which that is almost double the Yozma and the Tudio. And then one of my favorite things about this bike are these brakes. The absolute best brakes I've had on a mini Emoto. If you didn't see, I have Ultra Bee brakes on my Yozma and my Tudio, and that's because their stock brakes weren't my favorite. But if you guys get a Heybike, there's no need to upgrade the brakes. These things are incredible, especially for doing one-wheel tricks. This thing also comes with a headlight and reverse, which the headlight, the Tudio doesn't have stock, but the Yasma does, and then reverse, which the Yasma and Tudio both don't have. But my Heybike is modded, and if you don't know what they look like stock, they're yellow. I'll have a picture right here, which personally, I didn't love the yellow that much, so that's why I got that vinyl wrap on Amazon to transform the plastics. I think it looks really nice. I also spray painted the swing arm to make it black. You can see it's chipping, but it was yellow. But the Heybike does have the least aftermarket parts out right now, but then again, it's the most recent bike that was released out of the 3, so if you give it a few more months, we'll see. But that doesn't mean you still can't mod this bike. I have that wrap on it, I have the spray paint, I have an upgraded fender and a front plate, so you can definitely make the Heybike super nice. The Heybike also has the stiffest suspension out of the group, which if you like hitting bigger jumps, that's better. Or if you're a heavier, bigger rider. So yeah, the Heybike's a great bike. And now we're on the Yozma In10. And if you guys didn't already know, they released a Yozma In10 Pro, which is one of my favorite bikes right now. So if you want a bike that's bigger and more powerful than this Yozma and all the other bikes, I'd go check it out. But anyways, I really love my Yozma. Out of the group, I would say the Yozma is the easiest to wheelie, which if you're like me, I'm not like the speed demon. Sure, I like going fast, but I think I have more fun doing wheelies and other tricks like that. The Yozma brakes right now are rubbing, so it's a little hard to wheelie, but when they're not, it's super easy. Out of the group, the Yasma has the best throttle. It is super smooth and delivers the best power. And honestly, the Yasma is just slightly better than the Tudio. In my opinion, the Yasma is the better looking bike out of the 3. It looks really nice stock out the box, which now, just like the Heybike, you can get a black one, which is super nice that they offer. The Yasma was the second bike to release after the Tudio. This bike has good aftermarket parts for it, and since the Yasma and Tudio have the the same specs basically. Most of their parts are compatible for each other. Anyways, I love my Yasma and I honestly like all of these bikes, but I'll catch you guys in the garage and tell you which one I think you guys should get. Alright guys, we are back in the garage right now, and as you can see, we have the Heybike right in front of us. And my reasoning for only having the Heybike here is because, in my opinion, I think it is the best budget E-moto out of these three. If not the best budget E-moto you can get right now on the entire market. After testing all three of these bikes and riding them, I can easily say the Heybike is the best. The Yozma and Tudio are great bikes, and you still can't go wrong buying any of these bikes. But if it was my money and all of that, I would choose the Heybike. Anyways, if you want to buy the Heybike Villain or the Yasma or the Tudio, you can use discount code Tuttio right here. It saves you $100 off this Heybike, which is like so much money. You can put that towards mods to make it look even better than mine. But that discount code works on all three of these bikes and saves you a bunch of money off. Anyways guys, I hope this helped you decide if you wanted to get the Heybike Villain, the Yasma, or the Tudio. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Also be sure to hype this video. It's a new feature and it helps me out a ton. Anyways guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
It ain't nothing new. I'm trying to make an M at 21 and 10 at 22. You can't walk a mile up in my shoe. I ain't nothing like you. You can't walk a mile